Yeah, you just change your picture to, I don't know, something weird. Do something weird with it.
I can't really do anything. I don't know how to do that.
Change your photograph to Roman Reigns.
Ugh, no.
That is the rule. That is the rule.
All right.
Take your photo.
Hello, everybody, and welcome. This is the BREWDCAST, I think. I am, as always, Roman Reigns. With me tonight is... Yeah, I'm getting there. With me tonight is Liam Robinson, adorable as always.
Hi.
And the venerable Town. Hey, Town.
Hi, bud. How are you?
Say hi, Leon.
Hi, Leon.
We haven't done that bit in a long time. I keep forgetting.
I'm just gonna spoil the fucking show for you.
Oh no.
And I don't fucking care. Because the show tonight ended with a fuck ton of orange confetti. Fuck ton of orange confetti.
Why?
Because there is a new All-Atlantic champion.
What? There's a new trans champion?
It is Orange Cassidy.
Excellent.
That match that they had was fucking possibly their best match. And Orange Cassidy pinned him clean in the middle of the ring. So all of my bitching was for this moment, I guess. But at the same time,
I take it back.
Thank you for acknowledging me.
Put anything else on that photograph. I take it back.
No, it was.
I take it back. I take it back. I didn't mean it. I take it back.
I'm sorry. I'm not going back on it.
It was a very... Leon, you're fine. Shut up. Move on. My God. It was a very, very good match. The Jericho-Danielson match... That's me, by the way. That's my shirt. You can't buy those anymore. They're out of stock.
Oh.
I haven't made any. I could, though. I could easily make more. It wasn't a bad show. But that main event, the crowd was fucking hot, and they went absolutely fucking nuts when Orange Cassidy won. So it was like that crowning moment. So it's pretty good. I got to give him credit. It was good. The show was good solely because of Orange Cassidy. So
I don't know what they're gonna do with him.
With Orange?
Yeah, like, is he gonna stay in the States? Is he gonna travel? Like Pac did?
I don't know. I think right now you have him defend that fucker.
That was the gimmick of the belt.
Yeah.
I think you have him defend that fucking thing as much as you can. And that was the gimmick of the European belt back in the day, too. And then they just stopped doing it and they didn't fucking care about it.
True.
I read a rumor today that's coming back. They're bringing the European belt back.
I would be okay with that.
I love that belt.
Yeah.
No, I think you let him have a run and have him beat people. I think that's what he needs to do.
Mm-hmm.
And
let him go barnstorming.
It could, he's like that upper mid card guy that could easily go to a main event, but you gotta get behind him a little bit. You can't just he's naturally over, and he got over so like on his own. Like he didn't get any push. He just got over because he was so different. I think if you let him go and get a little bit behind him, strap a little bit of a rocket to him, I think he can do something. But I think giving him that belt, let him have a run.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the best belt to give him, but you can't give him the TNT belt because Wardlow has that, and he's busy teaming with Samoa Joe, wrestling weird matches that I don't care about, which is really sad.
Yeah, what the fuck is the deal with that?
I don't know what they're doing with him.
Let's throw two of our title holders into a random tag team.
Yeah, I don't know. And it's really, unless they're going to fucking break up and feud and Joe's going to go heel, which would be awesome. I think, my opinion.
Yeah. Joe's a good heel.
So Renee Paquette showed up tonight. She's now the backstage interviewer. She does a really good job. I forgot how good she was at that.
Yeah.
And it adds a little bit of star power to it. Did either of you guys watch Rampage?
Last week? No.
I did. I only got to fucking my DVR only did the first half.
Okay, so they've got a big angle brewing over the TBS belt. Let me tell you, Bud Robinson.
Uh-oh.
Was Willow?
No, just listen. Just fucking listen. Of course not with Willow. Never would they fucking do
Damn it.
that.
Fucking assholes.
Someone jumped Jade Cargill, beat her up, and stole her belt, and is now walking around as TNT champion. Or TBS. You'll never fucking guess who it was.
Roman Reigns.
Riho.
Nope.
Harvey Winkleman.
Think the person that always is involved in championship matches and never wins, and the person we're like, what the fuck are you doing with her?
I'm out.
Person that threatened her recently?
It starts with an N. Her first
Yeah.
name is an N.
Yes.
And her last name is an R.
Yes.
Nyla Rose.
At least we'll get some good mic work out of this.
Oh my god, dude! I watched it and I'm just like, oh, could you put two people that I care about less in something?
I disagree with you, Town, because I think putting Nyla Rose against, like, you've put so many big people up against Jade Cargill, like physically big people, and like Nyla Rose is the one who hasn't.
I thought Nyla Rose already lost to Jade at some point.
I don't think so.
Okay, so they're not going back to it, but
let's find out.
Nyla's not going to beat her. Nyla's not going to beat her. There's no fucking way. They don't have that much faith in Nyla Rose. She's a gatekeeper. She's a gatekeeper. She's amazing though.
She is.
She's great on the stick, and they put her with Vicky, and I don't know why they put her with Vicky. And I'm just like,
I have a feeling they're friends. I think that's why they're working together.
I mean, she was like the fucking first monster for every new champion, much the way they used to do with Archer with the world title.
You call him Murder Bird. That is his name. also Bud Robinson.
Daddy ass.
Also Bud Robinson. Pac went outside the ring tonight to get... this was fucking hilarious. He went outside of the ring to get the ring bell hammer, and a fan in a Danhausen mask jumped over the guardrail to stop him.
Yeah.
Took the mask off. It was Danhausen.
Oh, that's so funny.
It's the most fucking Danhausen thing I've ever seen in my life. That main event was you gotta watch. That was a really good match. They did a really good job with it. Renee Paquette, WWF's bringing back the European title. I watched Extreme Rules.
Uh-oh. I know it's actually not an uh-oh, but...
It wasn't bad. I have not watched a WWE show since SummerSlam. Me neither. And I didn't really watch SummerSlam. I had it on in the background while I was doing other shit. And I saw pieces of the main event. This one I watched pretty much the whole time. And I was pleasantly surprised. They had a match with Sheamus and his guys against the Imperium.
That was the only really good match on the show.
I would disagree with that because I think there was more. That match was a fucking crazy. That was a really good, well done match. And then they had Ronda Rousey against Liv Morgan, which I can only describe as a piece of shit. That was a terrible match. If you have a baseball bat and you're going to constantly hit each other with a baseball bat,
seriously,
not how you use a baseball bat. And then the end, Liv Morgan got locked in a bicep slicer, which is not even a real thing. And she laughed as she passed out. So she was smiling when she was supposed to be passed out, and it looked really, really odd.
That's weird. Yeah.
The ladder match with Bayley.
Is she the Joker now?
I don't know. The ladder match with Bayley and
I heard somewhere that fucking Ronda had pushed for this whole thing with her.
Yeah, Ronda wanted her to be the champion and do a thing with her. It was good for Liv, but that ending was
weird as fuck.
Yeah, and the who the fuck did Bayley fight? I remember her name, which is going to be really unfortunate. The champion, what's her name? Bianca Belair. That's her name. Not a bad ladder match.
I love Bayley.
Had some. They're both pretty good. They had some good spots. I think they use their women better than AEW, and I'm just being honest about that.
No, it's true. 100%.
And Trips is really doing a good job with it. What else did we have? Roman didn't fight. Oh, the fucking the I Quit match with Edge. I would recommend you both watch that because that match was fucking good. It unfolded in like the perfect way, and the ending was like so fantastic. And then Rhea Ripley bashed in Beth Phoenix's head with a chair, get a concerto. It was fun. It was so fucking well done. And Dominic Mysterio might be my favorite wrestler in WWE because he's such a fucking slimy dickbag. But he does it so well. He's such a little fuck. And it's like, I want him to die, but at the same time, I'm like, oh man, he's great.
He's doing so much better with this than the fucking, oh shucks, fucking,
baby face bullshit, yeah.
White meat baby face shit, yeah. He never really took to it as well as Dad did.
No. The match that Daniel Cormier refereed between Rollins and was fucking weird.
That whole thing about the platform, like you can go up there, but you just can't end the match up there. That part of it was dumb as fuck.
I don't know what they were trying to do with it, and it was like they were trying to have a fake UFC fight, but that doesn't work. Because it just doesn't work, because I've watched UFC fights and I know what UFC fights are. You're not going to do a clothesline in a UFC fight or send a guy to the ropes, even though they didn't have ropes. It was just
they took the ropes off. That part kind of sold it better.
It wasn't bad, but it was so fucking preposterous, I guess.
All the shit with going up onto the platform was just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Both of those guys are pretty preposterous.
Apparently Riddle was putting over the idea of Cormier coming to the WWE and actually being a wrestler. I'm like, bro's gut is bigger than mine right now, and that's fucking saying something.
It is, and that guy would take you outside and beat the fucking shit out of you in 4 seconds.
Oh, I'm not denying that part.
There is money with Daniel Cormier versus Brock Lesnar because the UFC wanted to do it, but they couldn't get Brock cleared because of steroid shit.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a money match, and if you put that in the right setting and you put it under the right circumstances, I think that's a money match. And at this point, what else are you gonna do with Brock? He's fighting Lashley now, I guess. You gonna have him fight Roman again? You want to see that?
Christ.
No.
No one wanted to see it the last 5 times.
And then the end of it was Bray Wyatt coming back.
I was really confused because I was waiting for the main event for that match, for the whole appearance to happen, and then
that was weird. That it was like
that whole thing got done, and then it's like the broadcast has concluded. I'm like,
yeah.
Oh, there's not a world title match on this thing. Oh, weird.
No.
Yeah, that was a weird way to end it was an overrun. Almost.
But
it was a cool segment, don't get me wrong, but it was just a weird way to end it.
I have so many questions about Bray Wyatt.
Did he actually talk on Raw?
No, he had a promo video that he wasn't actually on Raw. He had a promo package. He's a SmackDown guy.
Gotcha. Okay.
So he came out. They had like the 4 different guys.
I didn't see his thing, so it was weird.
Raw. They had like the bunny guy. They had a guy in a Fiend mask. They had a guy. The Buzzard was dressed like old Bray Wyatt. And then he came out, and I was like, cool. He had a weird mask on. I thought it worked. Dave Meltzer said,
it's supposed to be some sort of technological terror thing.
We'll see what it is. But Dave Meltzer, the only thing he said was, wow, does he look fat?
Isn't that nice?
That's what he said. I watched it back because I'm like, does he? I'm like, I don't think he looks any different. I don't know. So
like he looked the way he looked on. He probably better than he did on his last run still too, and he looked much better on his last run than he did before. Like, dude has been putting in work. You see the like before he came back with the whole Fiend thing and everything. Like, he got himself, and like obviously he's not bodybuilder, and that's not his body type or anything, but dude was in shape.
The problem that you have with a guy like The Fiend, or even a guy like 1993 Undertaker, how do you book them? Because you can't really make them champion because they don't feel pain, so it's really hard to get heat on them. But when you make them heel, everybody loves them, so you have to turn them face, and they sell all that merchandise. Like, what do you do? And I think that was what happened to The Fiend. That they put the fucking belt on him, which was stupid. What kind of Bray Wyatt are we going to get? I guess would be my question, because I don't think The Fiend, from like
that's the whole thing with it. Like he puts so much thought into the character work and the segments, and like the way the way Malachi Black does with his promos and everything. He likes to dribble little Easter eggs and shit all around and references, and I guess there was a thing with all his Firefly Funhouse videos from the beginning where there was like a ongoing message like hidden in those, but nobody ever got it. So I think he kind of realized that he needs to be a little less what's the word, mysterious about it. He needs to be a little bit more overt with his message, with expecting people to go through all that shit. But then again, like they left all those messages and the little Easter eggs and shit in the QR codes and everything with the White Rabbit stuff, and people figured that out. So maybe he feels a little bit better about, sprinkling shit in this time, because he puts so much fucking effort and thought into that stuff, which is appreciated.
I feel like we lost Town.
Yeah. Did he freeze?
I think so. Either that or he's being really, really, really still. Town, breathe! Breathe, Town!
Town, blink 3 times if you acknowledge Roman.
Oh, Roman's going to be so mad.
That's not the point I was making. That's not the problem with The Fiend. The Fiend is fine. The mysteries are fine. That shit's fine. That shit's great. Wrestling fans love that. They eat it up. The problem is when you have a character like The Fiend or The Undertaker who doesn't fucking feel pain and you can't hurt them, how the fuck do you book them? So like Seth Rollins is the top babyface in the company. He wrestles The Fiend who's supposed to be a heel. It completely fucking killed him. Everybody who worked with The Fiend essentially got killed.
Seth was supposed to be the face in that one? I don't remember. I didn't realize.
Yeah, because you just remember the Hell in the Cell where he got disqualified.
God, that was awful.
But I mean,
so fucking bad.
Oh, good lord!
So you just sit here and you're like, how the fuck do you book this guy? Like what do you do? How do you book this fucking guy? To be so I don't think The Fiend should come back. I think he needs to be Bray Wyatt.
The thing with that is, obviously I don't know how they would do it, but I feel like Hunter is a bit more planned out and everything with his booking than Vince is fucking ripping up the Raw script 3 times that day and rewriting it as the show is taping and everything. Like I feel like Hunter would go into it with, more of a thought out, laid out idea.
That's fine, but you still have the problem of if The Fiend is...
absolutely. No, yes.
How are you going to book him?
That's the thing. I don't think they should or will be pushing him towards the main event type thing. I think they're going to,
But how do you not? Because he's like one of your biggest stars. That's the flaw with the situation. So it doesn't look like he's going to be The Fiend.
Answer, I would have a much better paying job with them. Or with Tony Khan or something like that. Because
I don't think he's going to be The Fiend. I think The Fiend's done. I think that's good because I think The Fiend.
Yeah, no, it's something else. It's not The Fiend. It's that Wyatt Six thing going on.
The Fiend had such an amazing
cyborg type thing or something.
The Fiend had such an amazing aura and presence, and the whole image of it. Him walking out his entrance, all that shit was so cool. But then it was there's some serious fucking limitations here.
Yeah,
and everybody just loved it because it looked so cool. But when Vince McMahon said, "What do we do with this?" Well, he's right. how do you use this character? And that was a huge problem they had with the Undertaker. I don't know if you guys remember that. And like
Taker
92,
versus Taker.
Like 92, 93, 94, you can't put the championship on him. You got to find some really. So like the Berserker's going to stab him with a sword, and he's going to have a fight with Kamala, and it's just like you end up with some really, really bad shit until you get lucky and you get a Mankind, because that really kind of changed the Undertaker when he got Mankind. So
yeah, I think that's the thing, is you have to find his foil. Maybe that's why they brought back Braun Strowman, so they can go back into the swamp again.
Oh God, please no, not again.
Do some more odd cinematic
I have
filming.
There's two sets of nightmares I have about that. The first one was actually watching the fucking match. The second one was the time we tried to do a watch along and have running commentary over top of it. That was terrible.
Yeah, that was.
I don't even think we put that one up because Bud was like, we can't do shit with this. This is so bad.
I wound up mending 2 episodes together because that one and the one that was following that, we had like nothing in it.
Yeah, that one was really bad. I don't know. That one did not land the way it should have.
That one was probably our worst one.
That was Extreme Rules last year.
Yeah, we've had some bad ones too.
Yeah, it's rough.
So, all in all, I enjoyed Extreme Rules. I thought it was a solid show. I didn't think it was like groundbreaking. I didn't think it was anything else. I thought it was solid. It was a good show. It was a fun little watch. Like, I'd recommend not every match. Like I said, the I Quit match was very, very well done. The first match was very good. The six of the trios match. I enjoyed the ladder match. The Seth Rollins match. Watch just because of how fucking weird it is. How just like poor of an idea it wasn't thought out. And then the Bray Wyatt thing, obviously, it was okay. It was okay.
I think that match was all just an excuse to get Cormier involved.
Yeah, and like I said, there's money with Cormier and Lesnar. There's money with those two, and that money is not just. I'm not just talking wrestling fans. I'm talking. You'll pull in some UFC fans that were dying to see that fight that didn't get to see it because that was a big marquee match that didn't happen.
I don't think they will though. A lot of the hardcore MMA fans shit on wrestling. They don't like it.
You're right. They do, but all
they're not going to tune in to watch a fake fight with their fighters. So
that's not necessarily true because the hardcore MMA fans fucking have a boner for Daniel Cormier. They hated Brock.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. I don't think they're going to fucking tune in to watch fucking Brock do his thing there.
I think you underestimate. I think you underestimate Daniel Cormier's drawing power. Because I think he's.
What I'm not underestimating is hardcore MMA's fans hate on for professional wrestling. They really don't like it. They don't like it at all.
Yeah, but we'll see. I that's a money match, and that would have been not just that. That would have been a mainstream one too, because anything Brock does, and if he's fighting an old UFC guy, just like when he fought Cain Velasquez, if you would have actually taken time to build that up and not just thrown it in. You probably could have
one run in and then we're gonna have a match. Yeah,
that was very poorly done because Cain was.
Yeah.
The problem with Cain Velasquez is
he was not ready at all.
Well, he was held together by like a piece of chicken wire, some Scotch tape, and like a glue stick. He was so hurt.
Now he's in jail or some shit.
Yeah, he's in jail. He's going to prison. But Bud has no idea what we're talking about.
I'm clueless.
Hi, Bud.
I'm just letting you know.
I can't see you, so I don't really know like your facial expression. I miss it. I just see Roman, and I get sad.
Yeah, me too.
But then if I turn to my other monitor, I see Orange Cassidy's face, so I'm good.
Just keep going back and forth. Keep it right in the middle.
Hi, Orange. What else do we have to talk about? We did a lot of shit. We're actually focused tonight. We talked about like relevant things. I don't know how the fuck we pulled that off.
Oh.
Fuck, dude, I don't know. Bud, you got anything?
I'm trolling through Reddit.
You're such a troll.
Because of course
while I was pooping, I saw a post on Reddit about an interview that one Mr. Johnson was doing for his new movie, and they asked him who the head of the table is, and he answered, "You're looking in his eyes right now." And then they were like, "Does that mean you're going to challenge at WrestleMania?" He's like, just kind of beat around the bush on that. And then he's like, "Yeah, I'm probably going to get a text from him right after he sees this, though." And then everybody was drooling and, working themselves into a lather
that
over
a match?
that being a WrestleMania match.
Is that a match any of us want to see?
No, because I know what they're going to fucking do with it. So I really don't want to see that outcome.
Well, The Rock will never beat Roman because The Rock's smart enough to understand that his time has passed and that he can do Roman a huge favor by losing to him.
Yeah.
Then I absolutely don't want to see that fucking match.
It's because you hate Roman. You're not looking at it through unbiased glasses like me and Bud are. So me and Bud are better than you.
Never denied it.
I don't think that match happens.
God, I fucking hope not.
I think that's a Vince match. I don't think that's a Triple H match.
I also think that Rock is super fucking busy. So like to be like, I think the only way they could really capitalize on that is if they did it this year. And what are the odds, right? Like, what are the odds that he's clear in 5 months?
Would you rather?
Apparently Dave's already gone on record saying that Rock has free time during Mania season this year in his schedule, and it's known that Mr. Johnson communicates directly with him, so gives him quotes and shit like that.
Would you rather see Roman fight Rock at Mania and beat The Rock, or would you rather see him lose his belt to somebody that was getting a push? What would be a better use? What would be a better use of Mania?
I'd rather see him lose. Lose, obviously.
Unless he loses those belts before, which I'm starting to think is going to happen. I don't think he's going to be champion. At least I don't think he's going to have both championships going into Mania.
I could see that. I say take them both off. Take both belts off of them and
have him fight The Rock.
Have him fight The Rock at WrestleMania. Why not? Yeah. And then you have 3 marquee matches if you set it up well, or at least 2.
Yeah, I'm curious to see. The importance they put on the Rumble, because Triple H is kind of I think he sees the company more the way that we see it, and like the Royal Rumble should be, you win the Rumble, you main event Mania. It's your golden fucking ticket. You get to go to Mania and be the guy fighting the champion.
Yeah.
And Vince saw it as, oh, you won the Rumble? Cool. Well, yeah, I don't want you to be in the main event. We're going to pull you out of it. I changed my mind.
Now let's swerve the fans.
Yeah, that fucking car crash booking.
Yeah, so I think that making the Rumble mean something again would be huge.
Yeah.
And my opinion, Cody Rhodes is winning the Rumble.
I could see that.
Only because Orange Cassidy's not in it.
Yeah.
Orange Cassidy allows him to win the Rumble.
That is how it works. Orange Cassidy has allowed Cody to win the Rumble. Orange, you want to be in the Royal Rumble? Whatever. You gonna let Cody win? Okay. That's it.
I'm tired.
Whatever.
I feel like there's good shit going on in both companies right now, which I haven't felt like in a long time.
Yeah.
I'm more interested in WWE than I have been since
AEW launched.
No, before that.
Before that.
probably 2014. When Danielson won the WrestleMania 30, I was pretty interested in what they were doing, and then he got hurt right away. And then I tuned out, and then it was like I never came back. I never even thought about it. And now I'm watching it. I'm like, they're doing some stuff. They got some stuff. They still have some barriers. And I don't like I don't like the monthly pay-per-view.
Yeah, that shit sucks.
I almost think what they should...
Excuse me, town. Premium live event.
Is that still the case? Because Trips is in charge now. He might change that back. The only thought that I have is you have such a massive fucking roster on that company. So when you put these premium live events together, so many guys don't get on there.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't we say that this month it's going to be a SmackDown premium live event, and next month it's going to be a Raw premium live event, and then when we go to SummerSlam, kind of like it used to be, we'll bring everybody together just to get more people on, to give more people a shot.
Yeah. I mean, they've done that before, but it didn't work out.
Every
but
time
then again, it was
that,
because of Vince. They were always trying to like make it about SmackDown versus Raw, and I think Trips has a better mind for that kind of business, and so like he might be more likely to realize that if you keep them actually apart, then the competition is stronger, right? Like
one of the like greatest things about AEW is their pay-per-view schedule.
mm-hmm.
And
which is basically the old fucking WWE pay-per-view schedule.
But what that pay-per-view schedule does is we have special Dynamites.
Mm-hmm.
Like tonight, they're in Toronto for the first time. They have this big show. They have the anniversary show. Like they have these shows with these themes.
Battle of the Belts.
The Battle of the Belts did not go good. I don't know if you saw the ratings. It was not too fucking good. 340,000.
Yeah, that was the one that was after Dynamite, wasn't it? Or not Dynamite, Rampage.
Yeah, not so good.
No.
But when you have those smaller, they got to rethink what they're doing with Rampage. But when they have those smaller pay-per-view schedule, you make your TV shows more important, and you're able to do things. And then the other thing is, I can run my angles for TV, and in the background, I can run my pay-per-view angles that are much longer and more well thought out.
Mm-hmm.
And those are the ones that suck the people in. Look at Hangman Adam Page.
Mm-hmm.
They ran an angle with Hangman and Kenny Omega. Well, Kenny Omega was champ and not doing anything with him. They were still running that angle. So it was just like, that's a benefit to have. And it's so hard when you're booking, okay, we've got a show we got to book for now in 4 weeks. Okay. What are we going to do? And it's not like the Attitude Era where you had so much shit going on all the time. You're just packing shit in,
mm-hmm.
you know, because we were getting, they had a monthly pay-per-view back then.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like,
yeah, that's when they went to that schedule, right?
There was so much chaos going on those shows. There's so much shit that happened, and they would fucking fly through storylines.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys remember that, like I do. You look at the early '90s storylines took forever, and then they came to WWE. They went to that Crash TV, and it was like you could go through a year-long storyline would take 3.5 weeks, and you go to pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they got out of that, and they started to slow things, they tried to slow things down. They kept doing 3.5 week long storylines. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
You got to have a little more build than that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's an advantage AEW has.
Yeah, it's hard to make people care that quickly and that frequently.
Yeah.
You got to put time in. You got to put time in for guys.
You know, like I don't know that we've ever done this, but people complain sometimes that, like, 4 weeks out, 5 weeks out, they don't have All Out figured out, or they don't have Full Gear figured out. They're not like booking that. And it's like, well, number one, yeah, they are. And number two, like you look at the card, and of course it's not going to be thrown together because WWE wouldn't have it thrown together at that point. Like they figure it out on the fly because they have to come up with new shit that people want to watch every month.
I feel like AEW pay-per-views are more thought out.
Yeah.
And I think that's just the nature of, I think their pay-per-views mean more.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Because they're not, it's not just, oh, we're on pay-per-view, whatever. If I don't get this month, I'll get next month.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I don't get this one, I'll get the Saudi show in 2 weeks. Like, it's just like, what the fuck?
But yeah, that's the thing that kills it too, is like you have monthly pay-per-views, and then if you want to do a special show like Christmas or Independence Day or whatever, then you're fucked.
You're flooding your market, essentially.
You are. Yeah.
And that's kind of what the WWE did. But they got so big, and they made so much money, and then they went public, and then it was just it kind of transcended professional wrestling in a way because it's not. It's almost like they're not pro wrestling anymore. There's something different.
They're not. They haven't been for some time. I think maybe they're trying to go back to that, but for a long time they haven't been. I don't think they've been sports entertainment. You know, like they have been the epitome of that because they've been the only people that have been trying to perfect what sports entertainment means, which is fine, but also it's not pro wrestling.
No. And that's what AEW is pro wrestling.
Yeah.
I just thought of something I read this week. I read an interview with Tony Khan, who was talking about the people in the company who had office jobs.
Mm-hmm.
The wrestlers who had office jobs. And he said the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, and CM Punk all had office jobs.
Yeah.
Punk did?
Does, not did. Does. They're not firing that guy. They're not fucking firing him. He's coming back. I guarantee you he's coming back.
What the fuck was his office, or is his office job?
I don't know.
Janitor.
I don't know. I don't think it was janitor. He's coming back.
Hot dog enthusiast.
I've come to terms with that because, and I'm okay with it. Because I think if you do it right, I think it can be
Ice cream bar enthusiast.
No, if I'm Tony Khan and I'm looking at like this company and the people that I want to like pick their brains for wrestling knowledge and shit, like okay, Punk, yeah, I'd give Punk an office job.
Yeah,
but I wouldn't give him like an HR job or something. I don't think that. Brandon Cutler came back on TV this week.
I saw it advertised for like Dark or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, he was on Dark, and I predict. And he was, I believe he was running the same gimmick he was running before.
His dragon thing or whatever?
No. Where he's got his nose thing on and he's their lackey. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure that's so I think the Bucks are coming back. If I had to guess, I think they're going to come back. I always thought they weren't going to come back till after the pay-per-view, but that's like a month away. I think they might come back sooner.
Yeah, maybe, but like, what do you do with them?
Yeah, I think they're close. Or you bring them back at the fucking pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And have them jump. I think you put them right into a feud with Pac and those guys. The Death Triangle. Because I think they'd have
We never lost our belts.
Or they could start their program with CM Punk at this point. Like, if they've all made amends at this point. Like, CM Punk doesn't have to be wrestling. Everybody knows that he's 8 months out. Like, if he comes back, it would be easier for them to work an angle because he can, like, Punk can still work the mic. He can still work announce.
It's one of those things where that just happened, and then everybody found out. Then you just, if you could just be Tony Khan and sit all these guys down in a room and be like, hey, if you fuckers can just get along,
we can make a lot of goddamn money.
And you
with
guys
this.
Can just fucking work together.
Mm-hmm.
We got something here. Like we can make a lot of fucking money. And
I know I've said this before, but I'm gonna say it again. It
worked himself into a shoot into a work, brother.
I think the Bucks will play. I think Omega will play. I don't know that Punk will. Or maybe that whole shtick is a work. Like, I'm not totally convinced that like 90% of this isn't a work.
That's the thing too, is I don't know, and we'll find. We may never find out.
Fucking brilliant.
It's CM Punk. As much as he's a prickly fucker, the dude is a brilliant promoter and a brilliant professional wrestler. He knows what to do. The subtleties of that man possesses when he does shit, like when he cuts promos.
He knows how to sell shit.
And when he fucking, like when he wrestles, he does these little subtle things that other people don't do that are just. It's one of those. Shawn Michaels was really good at that. Triple H was pretty good at like the little subtle things that not everybody gets. Like there's like a next level thing. Hi, that's me twice.
It's confusing.
But
who do I look at?
those little subtle things that he does. He's amazing. I really think he's amazing. He's a dick.
He's a dick. Yeah. I keep thinking back to so in ECW, they ran this angle where the Sandman got stabbed in the eyes or something by I forget who.
He got caned in the eyes.
He got caned in the eyes. He got blinded, and like they weren't paying him that much money. Heyman convinced him to stay home for a couple of months to like sell the angle, and I can't help but think in the back of my head, why wouldn't
even had like a big paper route and shit, and they had like his wife or somebody else take care of that for him.
Yeah, they went full out. They went full out with that.
Like, if you got the right guys in on a gigantic angle like that, that looks half work and half in ring shit, like that would be amazing. I would love to see if that's what this is. And I think if anybody in the business right now could pull it off, it's the Bucks, it's Omega, it's Punk.
Yeah.
That's what I think. Like, and it would be huge money.
I just can't see I can't see Punk leaving that much money on the table.
Yeah. Like, considering the two things that he wanted to come back for was good storylines and a lot of money. Like,
this could be both.
I think so.
And I'm not even opposed to them coming back anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we were so caught up in the moment of that when it happened, and we were just fucking enraged and like, how do you fucking do this? And then you stop and you look, and it's like you think about life, and you think about like working a job and the people that you fucking get pissed at and the way shit goes. And there's been times for all of us where we're at work and we're like, I'd like to punch this person in the fucking face.
Yeah.
And he did. And if it was work, it was work. If it wasn't, it wasn't. But like, it's professional wrestling. It's a little bit of a different avenue. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And if he did hit him in the face, it's no different than when Conor McGregor threw a fucking dolly through a bus window and wanted to go after Khabib. No different. Same concept.
Yeah.
Conor was a little more coked up, I think, than Punk was.
I would hope so.
But what was the biggest UFC pay-per-view of all time was Conor McGregor and Khabib. That thing was fucking nuts. And it was this big spectacle. And even when it was over, it wasn't over because the fucking ending, Khabib jumps over the cage, runs in the crowd, gets into a fucking fight with Dylan Dennis. Khabib's team's in the ring, cheap shot and Conor. Conor's knocking out his fucking team in the ring. It was fucking nuts. And people just ate that shit up, and it was all anybody talked about for like 5 months. So, like, if you can create that in the wrestling world, where everything's predetermined and fake,
mm-hmm.
you're fucking onto something, because that's not easy to do anymore. It's really not.
Yeah,
so
it's true.
I think that's money. I think that's money.
We shall see.
That's all we can do.
If they do it. I think you're right. I think it's very likely, but we'll see.
I think so. I think it's going to happen. That's what I've come to terms with, because I just think I don't think Tony Khan wants to fire Punk.
No,
and I don't think Tony Khan wants to fire the Bucks.
I think he's still a fan of Punk, like he was way back when.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I think Punk, I think if you can sit those guys down and be like, okay, what the fuck are we going to do? Like, how are we going to fix this? How do we make this work? And I think we can do it. I really do. I think it's possible.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it'll be interesting, because you never know. Punk could be like, here's my dick, suck it and go away. You never know.
Yeah.
Because he did walk out on WWE, but that I think was a different thing.
It's still possible.
He didn't seem necessarily unhappy with what was going on in AEW.
Mm-hmm.
He seemed frustrated with other things.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, I still think like Hangman Adam Page and those guys were so used to doing business one way, and the things that they say and the things that they do, they're doing it with guys that are kind of below them, if that makes sense. And they kind of could just say whatever, and it gets a big pop because it's like, ooh, realism. But then when you got a guy like CM Punk who's been around the business and who's got a lot of stroke within that company, you fucking cock that guy off, he's just not going to fucking take that. That's just the way he works.
Yeah.
So, but I think they're coming back. That's the gist of it.
Can't see it, but I'm giving you thumbs up.
Good job, bud. Thank you. We're not going to see Bud. We're going to see Roman Reigns because Bud can't work his fucking camera.
You know, any other day of the week.
Thanks, Leon.
Just today.
Oh. Angela Lansbury died. I was sad about that. Yeah, 96. Do you know why that can be on our podcast? Because when I was a kid and I would watch Monday Night Raw, I would turn my TV on because Monday Night Raw started at 8 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like 7:45. I would turn on USA to get ready for it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was fucking Murder,
She Wrote. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. I watched way more Murder, She Wrote than I ever should have watched. But I didn't care. I was like, yeah, let's watch Murder, She Wrote. Wrestling will be on soon. Cool.
Wrestling.
She lived to be long. Good for her. I liked her. She was an interesting woman. But 96, she had a good life.
Yeah.
It's a long life.
It's a lot of years. Well done, Angela. I'm sorry I didn't know that she had passed.
Yeah, that happened a couple days ago. She's 96, you know.
Yeah.
Just like Betty White, you live for a long time, you do a lot of cool stuff, and you do good. Do we have anything? I'm thinking we're nearing the end here, Bud Robinson.
I don't have anything else.
Leon, do you have anything?
Wrestling's kind of been out of my brain space the last week. So I was like, what the fuck is happening?
We have a new All Atlantic champion, and it's fucking Orange Cassidy. So let's
the trans
rebel in that fact.
No, that's amazing. I love that.
It was very well done. The confetti at the end, the crowd went fucking nuts.
I love that they had orange confetti. That's so awesome.
I was sitting there and I saw the ending coming, but Pound's been in this way of he's never gonna fucking beat Pac. Why do we keep doing this?
Yeah.
And then he hit an orange punch. Pac kicked out. I'm like, okay, fuck it, here we fucking go. Then he went out to get the hammer, and I'm like, okay, he's going out to get the hammer. He's gonna lose. Pac's gonna lose. There's no fucking way. And then Danhausen came out. Then the referee took the hammer. Then Pac had another hammer. He runs in the ring, gets hit with a fucking orange punch, and then Cassidy picks up the hammer like he's gonna hit him. Well, Remsburg is in the ring, and he's like, "You can't do that. You get disqualified." So he gets rid of the hammer. He goes for an orange punch. Pac reverses it. Cassidy gets out of it, hits him with another fucking orange punch. The place is going fucking nuts. He goes in the corner, hits him with another orange punch, and pins him. It was just, the crowd was just like fucking. It was that moment when Steve Austin won the belt from Shawn Michaels.
Mm-hmm.
There's that real definitive moment of here's a super kick, it's blocked, boot stunner. That's exactly what it was. And those moments, man, they used to have those all the time. Like Hogan, when he'd win a belt back in the day, or he'd win a match, like the big matches, he'd have his moment, or The Rock or Austin.
Mm-hmm.
And it feels so lost, but that was one of those moments where it's like, here it fucking is. Just kind of like when Hangman hit the thing on Omega when he beat him.
Oh my God, yes.
Like that kind of moment.
Yeah.
That's what that moment was. And the crowd was just like, they couldn't fucking handle it. They were just, and everybody's going fucking nuts. And then he won, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, he fucking won.
And I think
I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe he won, to be honest with you, because I was convinced they weren't going to give him the fucking thing. But then the more I thought about it, I'm like, well, they have to, because they can't keep beating this guy.
Yeah.
And then the best friends run out, and then they're standing outside the ring, and then it's just a bunch of orange confetti comes out. Like, okay, that's great. It was very well done. And him and Pac, you know I rag on it because I'm just tired of the same ending. But him and Pac have amazing matches. That was a great fucking match.
Yeah.
That was a great fucking match. So
I just think WWE is so. They used to have matches like that all the time. They used to have moments like that all the time. And at some point, somebody made the decision that we need to always have those moments. But you can't have those moments. You can't force it. And then they would be like, let's swerve them, and then let's swerve the swerve, and then let's swerve the swerve of the other swerve, and then we'll do straight, because then people won't expect us to do it the right way. Just like, I don't fucking care anymore.
Your fan base is just confused and doesn't want to. Yeah.
How's that? The Russo swerve. When you order pizza and somebody shows up and hands you a newspaper. Yeah, you're shocked, but you still want pizza.
I don't fucking want this newspaper. Oh No, there's as much shit as AEW's gone through this year and as much bad publicity as they've gotten.
Mm-hmm.
Their booking is still really good.
They are picking up the pieces, man. They really are, and they're bringing some guys up that I think, because there was a while in there that it just seemed like it was just going to be like Punk and not the Bucks so much, but like Kenny Omega came back. And you're like, oh god, like this is all we're going to see now, which is fine because we like those guys, but at some point you got to give the younger guys a go, which is what is happening.
I think that's what it did. I think it made them kind of. And it's good for Pac. It's good for Orange Cassidy.
MJF.
I'll tell you what I want after watching. I'm telling you what I want after tonight. I want a Pac Danhausen feud.
I'm down for that. Yes.
Danhausen hasn't done anything. That is pretty much a glorified fucking jobber.
You know what
I want.
You know what I want to see is one of those produced segments that Pac, like Death Triangle, do sometimes, like that are like in a graveyard or in a dark place, and they're like talking, and then Danhausen like walks in and is like, he just does his shtick. He's like, "What are we doing here?"
I will curse you.
Are you all talking to some demons, or what are we doing?
Yeah. Fucking yeah. No, it was good. It was one of those things where they did the right thing tonight, kind of across the board. The Jericho thing, when you guys watch that, you'll kind of be in the same boat I was. Like, what are we fucking doing here? But
this has been the BREWDCAST. I am, believe it or not, I'm Bud Robinson. I am not Roman Reigns. I do get confused with him a lot.
Hey,
that is.
If you were Roman Reigns, there's no fucking way Leon would stay on this call. He would have fucking left 25 minutes ago.
That's true. Probably sooner than that. In the orange is Leon. In the gray and green is Town.
It's an incredible Hulk.
Hulk.
Shirt,
I'm not wearing anything on my
I'm
shirt.
also wearing an incredible Hulk shirt.
Hey, that's me. I'm on Leon's shirt. That's Town.
Bye.
Bye.